Hey guys, it's Mr. Gary coming to you live with Story Time with Mr. Gary. As you know, every Thursday at this time at 3:30, we read a different book. The book today is called Maybe. I just love the artwork in here as well. Maybe a story about the endless potential in all of us. Oh, and Daniel Osborne writes, my buddy, hey Mr. Gary, what's your least favorite apple from home? I don't like those green apples, those Granny Smith ones. You could keep those. My apple has to be red. I don't mind the Fuji's that are a little spotted, a little yellow, okay. But if it's solid yellow or solid green, I just think something is unhealthy about that apple, Daniel. So the book today is called Maybe, written by Kobi Yamada. Kobe's kind of cool. Kobe's kind of cool. I love this book. I picked it up, and I don't know if you guys realize when you look at a book, if you want to get a little information in the inside cover, it's here. Hey, Todd, what's up, brother? Todd, all the way from Florida. You're the only one, you're the only you there ever was, or has ever been, or will ever be. You're unique, just like the odds of you being here at this exact place, the exact time are so great and so rare, it will never happen again. How cool is that? So we're going to read this. Oh, Connor ER, my buddy, always comes on. Love Connor. So this book is called Maybe. Really good. I think this might be one of my new favorites. I just love that Maybe. Kind of reminds me of Wilbur. That looks a little fatter than Wilbur the pig from Charlotte's Web, right? So let's start. Let's see what this says. And look at this person. You are the only you there ever has been or ever will be. And you have so much to offer. That's really a beautiful look out there with the creatures. They made their own, looks like a little girl, I think, could be a little boy, I'm not sure. Let's just say they. They made a beautiful, bird hat. Awesome. I think it's a girl. So maybe you will invent something that no one has ever seen before, like a giant mushroom houses. Look at that. You think she's that tiny? I don't think she's that tiny. Maybe she made giant mushrooms. Hey, Catherine, how are you? So good to see you. And Rose. Rose is my sweetheart. Hello, Rose. And Rose, just for you, Mr. Gary with glasses on and Mr. Gary without glasses on. First time Rose saw me without my glasses in person, she was like, wait, you always wear your glasses, Mr. Gary. So this one, look. Maybe you will build things that reach into the sky. Look at that, like an architect or a builder or a designer. That'd be kind of cool. Really, I love these. Love the artwork, right? Your life is yours, not mine, not anybody's, but yours. Your life is yours. Try as many things as you can try. See as much as you can see. And maybe that little girl is tiny because what does that boat look like? Anybody know? Looks like a walnut shell to me. So maybe she is that tiny and lives in a magical land with tiny creatures. Either that or a land with giant walnuts, one or the other. Mr. Gary, he tells his jokes for himself more than anybody else. Wherever you go, take your hopes, pack your dreams, and never forget it's on the journey that discoveries are made. Look at that. So she's hanging up all of these beautiful things and important things in jars from the ceiling. It's kind of beautiful, right? And a light bulb on each one to like highlight it. Really, really nice. Maybe you will help others to see the beauty in each day. So look, she's showing and hanging stars and the moon. That'd be a really great thing to spend our days with, right? If that's what you wanted to do. Did you ever show that something really nice to your mom or dad or your brothers or a friend? Like, hey, check this out. Look how beautiful this is. And sometimes something that you might think that other people might not think is beautiful you might find beautiful. Let me tell you something Mr. Gary loves to look at: spider webs. I know people sometimes think spiders are horrible, but spiders are good. They eat all the other bugs I don't want to see. But if you ever see a spider web in the sun with the sun glistening off the webs, that's amazing that this little creature can just spin that web. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Or maybe you will lift cheering crowds onto their feet. Look, by winning the race or being a great speaker. Love that. What do you guys want to do when you grow up? I'm still deciding. Do everything with love, follow your heart, and see where it leads you. That's a cool look. Look at that. That's actually really, really neat. And I think saying that, like, do everything with love, guys, my sweet Irish grandmother, born and raised in Ireland, came over when she was in her 20s, thick Irish brogue. She always said, Gary, do everything with love. No matter what you do, if you're changing a tire, if you're meeting a new friend, if you're serving someone a cup of coffee, do it with love, Gary. And I always try to remember my grandmom in everything I do, because she always said, do everything with love and you can never be wrong. Whatever you do it with love. I love thinking about my grandma. Maybe you are here to shine a light into places that have been dark too long, right? Maybe someone needs your light, right? Catherine, it's a beautiful story, isn't it? Really is a beautiful story. Oh, look at that. Don't you love the artwork in this book? And how close it, look at that. Just love that. So this page says, maybe you will speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Mr. Gary's done that before, right? Speaking up for someone who can't speak for themselves, that's a really nice thing to do. Oh, look at this one. Letting all the butterflies go. Maybe you're here to help in ways that only you can, right? Maybe she was the only person in the world that could let those butterflies out and be free. I don't know how to let butterflies out. And here's something, guys, that we all have to understand. There will be struggles, there will be fears, and it won't always come easy. Sometimes things are hard. Life is hard. It is. But life is good. So sometimes it's hard. And look at her struggling to pull it. And at times it will feel really hard. And you might make a mess of things. And you might fall down. You might really just mess something up. You might be trying to make the most beautiful painting or a card or write a story or, anything, invent something or design something. And sometimes, nope, it's all going to fall apart. But that's okay, right? You may fail. We can fail sometimes. Do you know how many times Mr. Gary has failed in his life? I don't know, because there were so many times I failed. And often I looked like that. Failing doesn't feel good. However, boom, boom, boom. You know what happens when you fail? You will also get back up. You will rise a little stronger and a little taller, because there's really more inside of us than you guys even know. And this world needs your gifts, your talents, and your thoughts. Do you know that? I'm telling everybody watching this right now, we need you. We need Daniel and Todd and Dawn and Connor and Catherine and Stacy and Rose and Jennifer and Simone and Brittany and Christopher. We need all of you guys. We need all of your guys. What's in your heart and in your head and what you can do with your hands. Thomas Edison. I think it was Thomas Edison. Simone will correct me. He was the guy who invented the light bulb, supposedly, right? And when he was trying to invent the light bulb, I think he failed. I don't know how many times. Simone would probably know. Let's say, I'm making up a number, let's say you tried 220 times and it didn't work. And someone said to him, like, don't you feel bad that you failed making the light bulb 220 times before you finally got it right? And he said, I don't feel bad. I didn't fail 220 times. I learned 220 times how not to make a light bulb. I just always love that optimism, that looking out like, hey, everything we do, we learn from. And like, look at her now, watering the flowers. Yeah, she's a tiny one. What if you're only scratching the surface of what you can do and what you can be? Right? Think of that. Think of how much we've done and you've done and have done in your life. Like I said earlier, I can't wait to find out what I'm going to do when I grow up. You might think, oh, look at Mr. Gary. He's pretty grown up, right? I'm not done yet. I'm not done cooking. I'm not ready to take my cake out of the oven yet. So here's this little girl making beautiful things. This artwork is lovely. What if you have talent you haven't discovered yet? There's something powerful and even magical about you. Imagine that. Like, pick whatever age you're at. I don't care if it's 8 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, or 57 years old. I know. 57 years old sounds old. And there's stuff that I don't know yet that I'm going to do, and it's pretty exciting. Oh, and Rose, ladies, Miss Brittany and Miss Simone, Rose is saying hi to you guys. Oh, I don't know if you can hear them, Rose. They're saying hi right back to you. Oh, and now look, she's sewing the leaves together. Wow, she's super talented. You already have everything it takes to do big things. You already have everything you need. Because you know what? It's in your heart. Thank you, Rose. Maybe you have no clue just how good you are. Maybe you have no clue how good you really can be. And maybe you don't know how much you matter. But maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting centuries for someone exactly like you. You know how old the world is? Alexa, how old is the world?
The age of the Earth is a point of debate. Oh. Scientists believe using the age of rocks on the moon and meteorites on Earth, they can conclude the Earth formed 4.54 billion years ago.
Okay, Alexa, stop.
The Bible does not.
So 4.5 billion years ago. That's a lot of years. That's older than Simone. 4.5 billion years. That's a long time. And we have been waiting 4.5 billion years for you. That's a beautiful. I love that. I love thinking about that. Oh, every blow dandelions like that. And one thing for sure, you are here, and because you are here, oh, I think this is the last page. Anything is possible. Oh, look, she made wings for her pig. That's what she was doing the whole time, guys. I love that. Because you ever hear the expression when pigs fly? So look, let's recap. She's measuring out the wingspan. She's gathering all the stuff. She's sailing everywhere. She's getting the pilot hat. Oh, it all makes sense now. The stars showing where to fly. She's showing the pig how to fly. Reading about owls and learning about it. Wow. Talking to the owl, looking at the butterflies. Freeing, look, Piggy, this is how you fly. And she tries and she messes up and she fails and she learns and grows and she makes the wings and she teaches the pig how to fly. Maybe. So maybe one of you guys. Oh, the name of the book again is Maybe by Kobi Yamada. I love this book. I really love the book. And now reading it to you for the first time, that was the first time I read that book with you together. Now reading that book for the first time and learning that she was making the wings for the pig, her little pig, to learn how to fry. I even like that book more now. Even like that book more. It's kind of like when you see a movie and oh, Robert, thank you for the compliment. Uh, eh, eh, when you see a movie sometimes and you know what's going to happen, you watch it again. Oh, I love it. I love pointing out things and I know what's going to do. So hopefully you like that book. I like that. That's going to go down as, I think, Mr. Oh, Adrian. Hello, Adrian. I thought I was missing you, Adrian. And as always, you could go back and see any of the 100+ books that Mr. Gary reads every Thursday. They're all on our YouTube channel. Next week, we're reading a book, The Day You Begin. Another new book. So that's going to be a nice little story as well. So hopefully you guys like that. I love reading it for the first time with all of you guys. And I think I said hello to everybody. So please, if you want to see more, go on our YouTube channel. Moms and dads, go on our Facebook. Thank you, Catherine. And that's it for today. Anything I need to promote, Miss Brittany, or no? Nope, we have a bunch of events coming up, Halloween related stuff and parties and stuff. So hopefully I see you or Miss Brittany will see you at one of those. So until then, until next week, when I come back and I read The Day You Begin. Goodbye from Mr. Gary. Bye, guys.